So welcome back. I have received your class participation. So let's compare our answers here. So here we go. So that would be average total cost. This would be average fixed cost and the marginal cost and average variable cost, right? Like that, right? Okay, here we go. So let's talk about the characteristics of these costs. Please look at your graph that you make. Do you see one thing that the average fixed cost is always falling, right? Same as the same concept that we discussed when we talked about the table. The average fixed cost is decreasing with increase in output. Then average total cost is above on both average variable and average fixed cost, right? And marginal cost is the only one that is crossing the average total cost and average fixed cost as well. Normally, the marginal cost is the one that crosses average total cost, right? So we base our argument right now, and let's just talk about all the other behavior after 10 minutes break. Let's have a coffee, and then we start again. So remember, we just uncovered a very important concept through this graph. So we'll talk about after this break. Okay, class, welcome back after a break. Here we go. So the cost curves and their shapes. So did you notice something that the average total cost is like a U-shaped curve, right? And at very low levels of output, average total cost is high. When we have one output or two output, the cost is very high. And what are the reasons? Because fixed cost is spread over only a few units. We're talking about the average total cost. At small number of quantity of output, the average total cost is high. Why? Because fixed cost is spread only on a few number of outputs. So average total cost declines at output increases, and then the average total cost start declining, right? And then again, the average total cost starts rising because average variable cost starts rising substantially. So you see the pattern is like that, right? So that layman concept is that the average total cost is rising is no more. Why? Because it's a U-shaped curve like this. First, it is high and then start decreasing and then start increasing. So why it is decreasing? Because of fixed cost. Because fixed cost is going to be spread on a number of output, start decreasing. Why it is increasing? Because average variable cost is start rising, so that's why it is rising. Any question? If you don't understand, please ask. So the bottom of the U-shaped ATC, average total cost curve, occurs at the quantity that minimizes average total cost. So that bottom is that point in average total cost. It minimizes the average total cost. So the bottom of the U shape, so this bottom, at this bottom, average total cost is minimum. And we have a name, and that name, we call that efficient scale, right? So the name of every total cost where the name of the bottom of the every total cost where every total cost is is small, we call that efficient scale, right? And now this one is very important. So whenever marginal cost is less than every total cost, the every total cost is falling. Now please go back to your drawings and see over there. So that area or that side where marginal cost is less than the average total cost, on that side average total cost is falling. Okay? Can you confirm? So it is the left side where the marginal cost crosses the average total cost. Right? You see the behavior, the average total cost is falling. Right?
Yep.
And sorry guys, here we go. And now please confirm, whenever marginal cost is greater than every total cost, the every total cost is rising. So this is the right side of the intersection of marginal cost and every total cost. So you see, when marginal cost is rising, the every total cost also start rising. You see that? Can you confirm?
Yes, that's true. But it's rising with a little bit, not too much.
Because we have a limited data here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So again, so there's a managerial discussion here. And that is, let me also write it down here. First, I am making, so if we have a complete data, the average total cost would be like this. And you see marginal cost is like this. So let me change the marker color here. So this is the intersection point. So the left side, and this right now left, and this is the right. So when marginal cost is rising, right, which is the marginal cost is less than, you see the average total cost is above and marginal cost is less. So the average total cost is decreasing. What does it mean? If you are a manager or if you are owner of a firm, it is a managerial implication that you don't have to make a large graph or large tables to find out that. You can just ask your economist or accountant or whatsoever who is responsible for all these stuff. You just ask him, what is my marginal cost and what is my average total cost, right? If average total cost is greater than the marginal cost, so this would be the case, right? When average total cost is greater than the marginal cost, it means you are in the left side. So the miracle is that, let me change the color. The miracle is that by producing more quantity, cost is decreasing, right? Produce more, every total cost decreasing. That is a miracle of having the cost curves, every total cost and marginal cost. So many of the students, they ask, sir, why we are studying this? It has nothing to do with our business or with our job or something. Here we go. There is a real-time manager, or as a factory owner, as a businessman, real-time implication is that if If you see that the average total cost is greater than the marginal cost, what is your reaction? Produce more. Why? Because when we produce more, every total costs are decreasing. You see, it is downwards sloping, right? And now the other side of the story. Let me clear all this mess. Let me make again. So this is the average total cost, which is U-shaped, right? So if I ask the U-shaped curve, automatically you assume that I'm talking about the average total cost, okay? And this is the marginal cost. So let me change the pen color here. So now, whenever the marginal cost is greater than the average total cost, which means I'm talking about the right side. You see marginal cost is above and average total cost is, so if you see this case, when marginal cost is greater than average total cost, what is the managerial implication? If you're a manager or your accountant or your economist or you see or you ask that what is my MC and what is my ATC, if you see that MC is greater than the average total cost, it means you are here. So you see, if you produce more, your costs start rising. Average total costs start rising, right? The managerial discussion is that produce less. Why? Because our focus is to maximize profit by decreasing the total cost. And we have to produce where we have a minimum cost, right? So if we are crossing that point where MC is greater than the average total cost, so reduction in production will be reducing the total cost, will be maximizing our profit. Everybody understand that? Miria, Marilyn, Subhan, Sufyan, Rodrigo,
Yes.
Rodrigo, David, Fike, Kim, Isaac,
Yeah, okay.
Paulo, Pinyo, Hunjin.
Yes.
This is very important point. So don't ask or don't say that, sir, this is irrelevant. You know, this has a real-time implication for your business, even for your small startups as well.